The following is a presentation of CBS Sports Colorado. From Boulder, this is Coach Prime's Playbook with Romi Bean. Brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm. The Wilhite Law Firm is home to Colorado's accident experts. Injured on the road or at work? You want Wilhite. Don't delay. Call 303-GOOD-LAW today. Now, your host, Romi Bean, and the coach of the CU Buffs, Deion Sanders.
We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. I don't know how to say it. I wish I could say it in several different languages, but we're going to win.
Yes, we are. Welcome into Coach Prime's Playbook with the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Prime.
I feel underdressed and I'm not happy about it.
You know what?
I had no idea.
I'm in the presence of a GQ sports style, not just a Hall of Famer, inaugural class.
Look at this.
I think they might have made that Hall of Fame for you.
She
so I was
is
like,
killing the game, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to dress to impress. You know,
You're doing it. You're doing the doggone thing.
But I like this green. Well, I appreciate it, you know. That means a lot. You know, GQ Hall of Famer. A Hall of Famer in a lot of ways. And now, he's done a whole lot of things, Coach. But a new thing coming up this Saturday. And that's,
I'm
of course,
excited.
You have coached a first game before, but now you're first as the head coach of the Buffaloes. What are your emotions?
I'm excited. I can't say and I can't detect right now because I'm not there. You got to understand, I've played on, you know, World Series and Super Bowls. So I'm not going to say it's not at that level. But this is a whole new thing. It's like a whole new chapter. You go from prime time to prime, then Coach Prime, and that's where I am right now. I'm in the third quarter of life, and I absolutely love it, and I love the young men inside this locker room.
That is beautiful. Well, I got to tell you, this team is energized. This fan base is energized. Colorado's energized. We've got Buffs fans sprouting from all over the place. I'm curious, Coach, if you can kind of take us inside the locker room with the players. They've heard that outside noise, 3.5 wins, a 20-point spread going into this game.
They don't care about that.
They chomping at the bit, though, to prove themselves?
They don't care about that because most of them weren't here.
Yeah.
So they don't identify themselves with that. But one thing that they do, they came here for the light. They came here for the action. They came here for the hype. They came here to be just groomed to get ready for the NFL and for life and to be men. These guys want it. And I love every bit of it. When I tell you they want it, they want it. We had a meeting right in this room this morning. And it wasn't, I usually I lead and I give them an inspirational. And I say, now you guys tell me what you need to do to win. And they just was naming point after point after point. I said, okay, well, let's start today in practice. Everything you just told me you're going to do, I want you to do in practice. And that's how the day went. Wonderful practice today.
That's incredible. You love to hear it. And, you know, oftentimes I hear coaches say, you lead, you give these guys the tools, but player-led teams are the most powerful teams. And leading the helm is a guy you might know kind of well, number 2. I think similar last name. I'm not sure. But with him, we see the football IQ. We see the skill. But, you know, when it comes to being a quarterback, you got to be, you know, that dude. Can you give us like an example of how Shedeur is that guy?
He rocks steady.
Yeah.
Like his temperament is right there. In my phone, he's up on the number 2, then he's up on the grown. Because he's always been mature. He's always been a grown man ever since he was a young lad. So he's a bona fide leader. He knows his stuff. He knows what he wants. He knows the personnel he wants. He knows the defense that they're going to present him with. And he doesn't make a lot of mental mistakes. And his patience gets really thin, just as mine, as the week grows on. As we get closer and closer to the game, he's not going to allow, you know, routes one step too long or ball placement in the wrong place. He's going to do what he needs to do to get us to the next level.
Is that, in a sense, a little bit of a luxury to have a quarterback that you can just say, you lead your team in that way?
Well, you know him. Yeah. It's good to have a quarterback that you know his strengths and you know what he likes to do. You know what gets him going early on. And that's great. That happens to be your son, too. And you know what buttons to push.
Yeah. Which is great. We love to see it. We cannot wait. Of course, coming up Saturday. We're just waiting. We can't sleep. We can't sleep.
We're watching Coach Prime's Playbook.
Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook with, well, the man that needs no introduction, Coach Prime, the man who has resurrected the Colorado Buffaloes, and now he's going to take us deep into the heart of Texas.
Yes.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot.
For those players, how do they handle that heat for that long of a span of time?
Well, we started to hydrate them even last week.
Okay.
Like I put signs on everything in the cafeteria, water and Gatorade. only.
Okay.
You know, we got to make sure they get it. You can't wait till a couple days before the game and start saying, I'm going to hydrate now. And some of the things that we're doing on the sideline to keep them cool, it's going to be good. But you got to understand now, we practice in altitude as well.
Sure.
So we have a kind of an advantage as well.
You know, it's funny because I bumped into Uncle Neely, and he said, no, I lived in that, I grew up in that, and you don't get used to it.
No, you don't get used to it, but I tell you what, this is a secret. The team that's always losing is always the team that's tired.
Okay.
The team that's winning they never tire.
That's true.
They never, you know, you never see guys cramping up on the team that's winning.
Yeah.
You always see the guys cramping up on the team to get the butt kicked. So we hope to be that team on the upside, you know.
Without getting too into the weeds or into the game plan, though, do you feels like depth is going to be an important thing as these guys can get a little bit of rest? You confident in the depth of this team?
Yeah, but execution is going to be important.
Sure.
You got two offenses that pride themselves on tempo.
Yes.
Tempo, tempo, tempo. So we've been practicing tempo, tempo, tempo. They've been practicing tempo, tempo, tempo. But the thing about it is depth. You know, like they said, they inherited a lot of players from the SEC or just college football, Power Fives as well as we did. And you're right about depth in some positions, certain positions. But it's normally those skill positions that starts to cramp up. You rarely see the big guys, you know, going down with cramps unless they fall and stop the clock.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was just
gotta catch a breather.
Yeah, that's the inside joke. That was funny.
Oh.
You may see that, but anyway.
I'm not in on the inside joke, but I still think it's funny. I like it anyway. You know, an interesting thing, this is totally out of pocket here. Did you know that a horned frog is not a frog?
I don't even know what a horned frog is.
It's a lizard.
A horned frog is a lizard?
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, you spent a lot of time in Texas. Did you ever see one of those?
No. The only thing I see in the summer is grasshoppers.
Okay.
Yeah, they take over. They take over everything. But I love it because I'm a bass fisherman. So you just get into one of your 4x4s and just run up to the bank, and they just jump. They run away from the 4x4 side by side and just run in the lake, and the bass have a great time. So that's the only thing I'm aware of in Texas.
All right. So you've been obviously Hall of Famer, NFL player, baseball player. You played in World Series. In retirement, is there like a third pro sport? Are we going to be like bass fishermen, Coach Brown?
Bass fish, yeah.